Living in the rural village in Kenya means that you've got to find ways to make some money so that you can pay your bills and you can pay for your food and for your upkeep. And one of the things that we have decided to do is to keep chicken for commercial purposes. And therefore, we have decided to build a house for our chicken. And here we're making a tour of our chicken house, which we have recently built, which we are waiting to put in our chickens. So you are looking at a chicken house that's going to take 3,000 chicken, and we're going to keep layers. So we built this house within 5 weeks, and we used all the timber from our farm. This house is made of timber and corrugated iron. So we have made it in 3 floors. Here we are in the 2nd floor, where we shall keep 1,500 chicken. And on top, we're seeing a little floor on top, which we are going to have as our base to put our automatic feeders. So the tubes will come from there, and we will enter there with food, and we will put in our automatic feeders, which are tubes that will go down to this floor and then to the lower floor. And why we need to do this is because we want to make as little contact as possible with the chicken. So whoever is coming to feed the chicken will not have so much contact. They will stay up there and only pour the feed when necessary. And the water will also come in automatic waterers. We're going to show you later on as we put these things. So you can see this is our 2nd floor of the house, and it's totally wooden, other than the corrugated iron sheets on the side. And then we have the wire mesh, and then the chicken mesh. This is to prevent animals from coming in, and also to make it very aerated. With so many chicken, you must have as much air as possible so that they don't die. And that's why we built such an open house. This wooden floor, we built it ourselves from the wood from our farm that we have grown. And it was built by 1 man and 2 helpers, and they took 5 weeks to build it. So on this floor, we are going to put another piece of plywood, because we don't want the litter from the top dropping to the bottom, because we're going to have more chicken on the lower floor, which is below this one. So on the side, you can see we have the layer boxes, and this is the outside of the house. They will have a very nice scene outside. So the view outside is quite nice. It's a view of the farm, and they will be inside this house that we have made, and those are layer boxes that are inside. And these layer boxes are built in such a way that they have a very slight slope, a slope of about 15 degrees, so that when they climb there and they lay eggs, the eggs will roll away from the chicken. So another chicken can come in and just lay another egg, and it will roll. And then we will be able to take it or to pick them from the outside without entering the chicken house. And I'm just taking a walk inside, and I found a piece of broom that's made from the trees around. And we usually use this to sweep the ground. So we're doing some sweeping. The dust and everything. So later on we'll have to pour a lot of wood chips because we're going to do the deep litter poultry farming. The deep litter poultry farming is a way that you just put litter and you keep your chicken on it and you keep it totally dry, and you don't have to remove it until probably after 1 or 2 years. When you're changing the chicken, you just keep on adding it and turning it, and there's usually no smell. And so now we are going outside to look more at our house, and here we can see a view of the whole house from far away. It's a 2-story building, and the upper floor is for the automatic feeders. And so we have everything built in wood, totally in wood, very environmentally friendly. The only problem we have to do is we fight the termites, because there are a lot of termites around in this area. So we have to keep on treating the wood all the time to avoid that, because they will eat the wood, but we keep on treating them. And so we have this house that we have built, and we have a staircase. It's also wooden, and to the upper floor everything is wooden except the basement, which we have built with stone. This is also to stop the termites from coming up. That's why we decided to put a stone basement. Also because when it rains, we don't want the water to seep up into the chicken, because it must be totally dry. So this is the lower floor, or rather the ground floor. And here you can see that we have put very rough walls to hold the upper floor. And when you're building these houses, you don't really have to spend so much money. As far as the structure is strong, it should be dry, and it should be aerated, and there should be enough space for your chicken, and it should be safe from animals and intruders, like people who might come and want to steal your chicken. So otherwise, you have to keep it on a budget so that you can be able to make some money later on. What is most important is to get very good quality chicks so that they don't die. It's very important for you to buy very good vaccinations, good quality, so that they don't get disease. It's very important that you buy very good feed so that they grow in the manner they're supposed to grow, and to give you the eggs when they are supposed to give you the eggs. So these are the most important things to think about. The house should just be enough for your needs, but not too expensive. And so we decided to build this house that's going to cater for our 3,000 chicks. So we've already ordered our chicks, and we're going to get them within 2 months from now. And as you can see, our house is already being attacked by the termites. So I will have to come and do some spraying on it so that this doesn't go on to the other part of the house. Also, these are termites that come from the floor, from the ground, and they come up. It's very common in Africa. That's why you see that we have the poles tied in a black plastic. This is to avoid the termites from eating it up. So we have to be very careful how to treat these poles as we work with them. This part we're going to clean it up, and then we're going to build the stores for the eggs, the stores for the chicken feed, and to make another place where they will be mixing the chicken feed, and also a place for them to rest and work, and a place where you can wash your hands and change your clothes. We are also going to put a food dip at the entrance of the house. As you can see here, we've already prepared the sawdust. We're going to need a lot of wood chippings, and so we are starting to collect them now, because soon we are coming to the rainy season in October, and it will be very difficult to get dry sawdust. So we are trying to collect as much as possible right now, so that when the rainy season comes, then we already have enough, and spread it out and dry it up, and then we need to disinfect it, and then we need to sieve it so that there's no dust in it, and so that at the beginning of January we'll be ready to receive our 1-day-old chicks, ready to have our 3,000 layers in this beautiful big house. This house is all made of wood, very simple and very cheap, and very durable, and very, very, very enough for what we need. So we must make sure that there are no holes. All these holes must be covered so that we don't have rodents and other animals creeping in. So we're going now later on to install our drinkers, our feeders, lights. We're going to have also cameras so that we can monitor how our chicken are doing when we're not there. We'll also be monitoring the eggs, how they're laying the eggs, how they're being collected. So we'll have security cameras all around, so that we also make sure our chicken is safe enough. That's why you see that we are actually just inspecting the house now. So all these holes have to be closed with some wire mesh so that no animal comes in. We'll also have to check so that there are no trees or branches hanging around, because the animals or the birds could be coming from the tree and into the house. Also, the tree branches can fall on the house and destroy the house. So we have to be very careful with that also. So we're going to work very hard and make sure that we do the last finishes now before the October rains start coming, so that we are ready to take in our chickens at the beginning of January 2025. We shall be showing you every day of their life in our farm, so that if you are interested in keeping chicken, I hope this can be a motivation for you, and you can see if you can also build a house like this. It's very, very cheap and very simple. At this house of ours, we got the idea and the plan and everything by watching a lot of YouTube videos, and then we checked and we modified it and we built ours. So we actually have followed a lot of advice which is given on the YouTube by Farm Up. Farm Up is a big farm in Uganda, which is run by a Dr. Daniel that we watch and love watching a lot and using his example. And so this house, we have actually just watched his videos and looked at how he has built his houses, and we decided to build exactly the same. And we are very, very happy and satisfied with this. And so you can also just watch our video. You can ring us or write to us, and we'll be ready to help you. It's very important if we can motivate someone else, because we've also just been motivated by someone else. This little door is locked, but this is where you're supposed to go in with food so that you can drop it in the pipes that I was talking about. But it's locked because they have just locked it because we are not using the houses yet. We are still many months to come before we start using it, so we've just locked it up. also so that the door can stay in place. So this is the topmost part of this house. From there we can see our neighbors' farm and houses, and it's a beautiful view. And there's a big avocado tree there just outside the house, which we usually pick a lot of avocados. So this is our little chicken house, or rather our big chicken house, that we intend to keep 3,000 chicken layers. It means that we are planning to be harvesting about 3,000 eggs per day. If that goes well, that will be a very, very good something commercial. It will be a very good way to make some money to keep the farm running. As usual, there's a lot of things to learn before we bring the chicken. There are things to do. We've already gone for the courses on how to take care of chicken, from where we're going to buy the 1-day-old chicks. We've already ordered, we've already paid our deposit, and we're just waiting for the season to come, and then we buy them. We pick them up, they'll bring them for us. And this is the back of the house. This is from the back of the house. And here also we have layer boxes, and we will need to collect these eggs from the outside, and that's why there's a little staircase that you go up and you pick the eggs from the outside, because like I said, we will avoid going in as much as possible. And so this